on fucking Mars. If the sky's your limit, then you'll never go far.
Alright, so I have to be quick with this video. I only have 8 minutes of footage. That's without editing it down. So this video is not going to be edited. These 2 missions were super fast to do. First off, today is Monday. I'm recording this so it could be uploaded for Tuesday, so I don't have to worry. First off, our live stream that was supposed to happen yesterday didn't work because, well, our internet just hated us. We tried live streaming on YouTube and Twitch. It didn't work. It just kept saying lower your quality to have the live stream work again. And we were already at 720p. I'm like, you know what? No, I'm not going to reduce our quality past 720p. We either do 720p at the least or we're not doing it at all. So, yeah, we couldn't live stream. It just kept kicking us off, even on Twitch, which is annoying, but whatever. We are going to figure it out, and we're going to plan another live stream probably later in the evening also, so we could have viewers from outside of America or outside the US to watch, because I know once it's nighttime for us, it's usually like daytime in like Australia, for instance, because I know I have at least 2 viewers in Australia. So yeah, first off, today we're talking about Sword Art Online because I finally saw episode 15. I don't like Sword Art Online. Like, I don't hate it, but I don't like it either. I'm not the biggest fan, but the reason I'm watching this show is just to see why people hate it. And we're going to talk super fast because, like I said, we only have 8 minutes worth of footage. We're already a minute in. So episode 15 starts the second half of season 1. And by second half, I mean there's now a new intro. And it's not a bad intro. It's just not as good as the original intro, honestly. And episode 15 starts off by showing Tsuko, which is Kirito's cousin, trying to live her normal life while also visiting Kirito in the hospital while still playing the game. It's kind of sad because, you know, Tsuka kept, I don't even know how to pronounce her name, kept visiting him, and like she would see like how he just didn't respond to anything. So yeah, basically, Kirito gets out of the hospital and he goes back with Tsuka. Yeah, something like that. We'll call her Suku, just to try to make it better. So, you know, Kirito's back in the real life, and he sees Suku using her kendo stick, which is the bamboo sword that they use for like training and sparring, and he holds it. And usually these swords are supposed to be heavy. I've actually held one before. I'm not sure if it was a legit real one or if it was like a prop one. I held one before. It was kind of heavy for being like cheap bamboo. I imagine like the gooder or the higher quality bamboo would be heavier, but you know, they're not like the heaviest things in the world, but they're also not really light either. They have some good weight to them. But Kirito holds it and he says, wow, this is light. And what he's comparing it to is the sword he used to use in the game Sword Art itself. So apparently, while they were in the game, they like, this goes back into the whole if you die in the game, you die in real life thing, where they had to use their real strength, their real everything. So everything they felt in the game, they would feel in real life, especially because, like, you know, Kirito goes back to the real world, holds up the kendo stick, and he's like, wow, this is really light. And then Suku's all like, but this is like a heavy, high quality thing. What do you mean it's super light? And he's like, oh, never mind. And then he says in his head, oh, I can't let her know about, he basically says, you know, he can't let her know about the game, blah, blah, blah. Another thing is, the people who were playing Sword Art Online apparently were trapped in the game for 2 years, because after Kirito gets out, Tsuko's like, oh, you know, these past 2 years I've been trying to, you know, hone my kendo skills, and, you know, it just struck me as odd that 2 years they were stuck in the game. And even after they got out of the game, apparently the game's been over with for 2 months, and Asuna is still alive, but she's essentially in a coma, and it's like, whoa, dude, what the hell? Like, you know, she died in the game trying to protect Kirito in the final, like, boss fight. I don't know, spoiler, I guess? This show's been out for a long time, and I'm pretty sure it's also been a month since I've talked about the games, or the show, so, you know, if you've wanted to see the show, I'm pretty sure you already got past this episode. And another thing that's revealed is that 300 players still haven't woken up from the game either, so they think, Kaiba, the guy who made the game, they think he might be holding them like prisoner in a coma to beta test something, to test out something else. And you also get to a part in like the last 6 minutes. Some weird guy apparently wants to marry Asuna, because he comes to her in the hospital and he's all like, oh, you know, he talks to the father of Asuna and he's like, yes, I want to continue on with the process. I'm sorry it's such short notice, but I do want to get married to her. And you see Kirito like holding his tongue. He doesn't want to say anything, and because, you know, and Sword Art Online, Kirito and Asuna were both in love, so he's trying to hold back, like, you know, not go off on the dude, but you know, he stays silent because right in front of Asuna's dad and doesn't want to say anything. But then the guy after Asuna's dad leaves, the guy who wants to marry Asuna, not Kirito, but I don't even know his name. I didn't even care. He turns out to be a weird fucking pervert because he starts sniffing Asuna's hair. He starts like rubbing his finger through her like face, like under her lip and stuff, like toying with her while she's in a coma. And he's like, you know what? I don't want to see you here ever again. He's like, you know what? Say your goodbyes. You're not coming back here. If I see you here again, something. He's like, I'm the one who still runs the game. I'm the one keeping her alive. I deserve something. And it's like, dude, she's in a coma. Calm the fuck down. You're gonna marry her where she can't consent. That's fucked up. And yeah. Apparently, Asuna also hated him because they've known each other since they were children. And Asuna hates him so much. And he's like, you know what? If she was still conscious right now, she would more than likely say no to him to getting married. And he starts playing with Asuna's face again. And all he sees Kirito go across the bed, like walk the other way around and like snatch his hand away. And then the guy tells him, hey, we're getting married January 26th, which is less than a week away. He's like, I don't know why I'm telling you. You're not going to be here around anyways, but this is my invitation to come. And then he leaves. He's like, yeah, say your last goodbyes. You're never going to see her again. And it's like, but dude, you just, you said I'm not welcome, but then you invite me to the wedding next week. What the fuck are you doing? Like, if I'm not welcome, I'm not welcome. I'm not coming to the wedding. Like, final part, two things. This is super stupid, super basic, but apparently Kirito's room in real life has like this cool, not sure if it's called a bay window or what, but it's like in the corner of his room. His house is a 2-story house. In the corner of his room is where his windows are. I'm like, that's pretty fucking legit. If I had a 2-story house and I lived on the 2nd story, I'd probably have windows like that in the corner. Because it was just super awesome. Like, all right, I want windows like that, but not on a 1st-story floor. And let's see. Towards the end, after Kirito leaves the hospital, Suko tries to comfort Kirito after like seeing him distraught after everything that went on with Suna and the weird guy. And also, it's been told before in the show, but I basically, like, it gets set in stone here. Suko and Kirito are basically cousins, or they are cousins, not basically. They are cousins, but Suko feels like Kirito's her big brother because they've been around for they've been together for a long time, and, like, you could tell Suko loves Kirito, like, hardcore. I'm starting to notice why people are starting to hate episodes 15 or 25, because apparently here is where they start trying to have like an incest relationship. Like, it's extremely weird, and you could tell it's coming off on the first episode 15 of the second half. So it's kind of like, dude, calm it down. So that was like a quick freaking 8-minute video. I honestly thought these missions would be faster, or slower, but no, apparently these missions are done. So I'll see you guys tomorrow for a random Android game, and I'll see you Thursday and Friday with some more quick plays. So till then, have an awesome day. Thank you for watching. Bye.